Hello, 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 and welcome to Coffee and Conversation with me, Kathy Jackson. As you can see, I've started sipping a little bit early. And I am sorry, I am a couple minutes late today. Actually, I set it up for 4 o'clock today instead of 3:15 because I had a conflict. I was on a training that I could not get out of, and so I had to move you guys back to 4 o'clock. So hopefully my regulars, if you're out there, say hey, Nashika and Jackie and Natalie and all of you who join me regularly. Let me know you're out there. And again, always, if you like what you hear, please like us, share us, comment, give us a thumbs up. Let me know you're out there. But we are going to get to the subject at hand. The title of today's Coffee and Conversation is that focus is your superpower. Now, I am going to be totally honest with you guys. I picked this subject today because I did not know what to talk about today in our conversation. Typically, I find interesting subjects based on conversations that I have with family, friends, or customers in the studio. But you guys just weren't that interesting this week. You got to step up your interest game. You got to give me something to talk about. But so when I woke up this morning, not knowing what to talk about, I realized that the reason I couldn't focus on a conversation, it really wasn't your fault. It was mine because I was overwhelmed. Like I have about three different major projects that I'm working on, and I could not focus. And what happens when you can't focus, you start procrastinating. And so typically I have my conversation ready a day or so in advance. And I had nothing when I woke up and I couldn't even focus. So I did what I usually do when I need to find out how to do something or what to do. I consulted the wizard, not the Wizard of Oz, Google. Google is the wizard. Whenever I need to find out anything, that's my starting point. So I Googled focus. Like, how can I get focused? And true to form, the wizard did not let me down. I was able to find 10 things that you can do to get yourself focused. Now, some of these you guys know, but I did find one that was very interesting. So, the first thing they talk about is get rid of distractions. So these are some of the common things, but we have to take time to do it. Number one, you need to move to a quiet area, close an office door if you can, turn off your notifications on your phone, which I didn't do. So I know somebody's going to send me a notification while we're talking. Um, but you need to tell the other people around you that you need 15, 20, or 30 minutes of quiet while you focus in on whatever the task at hand is. And also close out any unessential programs that you might have up on your computer because they tend to ding and get your attention while you're trying to focus. And here's something that we can all agree on. The second thing is you can add coffee or tea in small doses. Studies show that caffeine can help your cognitive enhancing skills when taken in moderation. So, if you haven't had your coffee today, we're on Coffee and Conversation. This would be a perfect time. But now here's the thing that I found that really helped me. It's called practice the Pomodoro method or Pomodoro method. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's spelled Pomodoro. Now, when I bring you guys a conversation, I always try to bring it from two perspectives. Number one, I bring it from research, and number two, I bring it from personal experience. So I researched this Pomodoro method, this Pomodoro technique about staying focused. And then I put it into play this morning so I could tell you if it really works. So here's what it is. It's basically saying that in order to stay focused, you should set a timer for 25 minutes on whatever task it is that you have. When it buzzes at 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break, clear your mind, and then after 5 minutes, you set another 25 minutes and go for to continue that task or start a different task if you finish that task. Once you've done that for 4 rounds, then you take a 20 to 30-minute break. So guys, hi, I see somebody's out there gave me a thumbs up. Hi, say hi in the feed. I love to know who's on here. But guys, I put the Podomo. I'm just gonna keep ruining this name. The POMODORO technique to work this morning. So one of the things I have to do, I'm having some work done in the house, and I had to clean out a room because I'm having it painted. And you know, when you have to clean out a room, you find out just how much stuff you have in that room. And so I moved it all to one room to get started, but now we're getting ready to start on the other room. So that was just a temporary fix. Now I have to clean the clutter. So what I did was I set a timer for 25 minutes, and my clutter basically consists of 3 things: clothes, mail, and art supplies. So for the first 25 minutes, I set the timer, and I decided to focus just on the clothes, to clean out the clothes, give away some clothes, throw away some clothes that just aren't fit for anybody. And to decide if I want to keep or whatever. I went through and I separated the clothes, and I'm 25 minutes, I'm working, and I realized that I was done and I didn't hear the timer. So I went and checked my phone because I put my phone in the other room so I wouldn't be tempted by all of the dings and rings and buzzes and checking my phone and email and all of that. And when I got there, I found out that the reason it hadn't chimed is because I had 6 seconds left. Right. I had finished the task before it was done. So then I took a break and I set another 25 minutes. And this time I wanted to get ready for the day. Like I needed to put on my makeup and, comb my hair. I know y'all don't think I comb my hair, but I don't wake up like this. It's a technique. This is a technique. So anyway, I said 25 minutes to help me through that. And that might sound like that shouldn't take too long. I mean, I was already showered, but I had to put the finishing touches on. But here's my thing. I tend to piddle when I'm getting dressed in the morning. Like I can find a lot of little things to piddle with. Piddle is a word that we use, my mom and I use, because she's the queen of piddling. If you're listening, Mom, I'm telling it. So my mom, let me tell you what piddling is. My mom she could be fully dressed, ready to go, have her coat and purse all set up, and she ready to walk out the door. And then she decides, oh, maybe I need to go and check. Did I turn this off? Did I move this? This could be better placed here. Oh, I need to grab that. Oh, I meant to do this. And she just starts piddling with a lot of little things. And 40 minutes later, she's steadily talking, I'm ready to go, but she piddling. So I tend to do that too. So I set the 25-minute timer, and it cut out all that extra piddling that I do. And so when I finished, I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was time to get ready. I had a 9:00 meeting I needed to get to. And I'm like, oh, let me check this time. You know what? It was only 8:00. I still had a whole hour. So this Pomodoro technique I found to be very helpful. And that is from a research technique perspective. I researched it. It was something new to me, but I have put it into practice, and I've done it throughout the day today in some of the readings and things that I needed to do. Guys, I highly recommend it. Try it. It has helped me to stay focused today to get this message out to you guys. Another thing you can do is you can put a lock on your social media. Not doing coffee and conversation though. Outside of coffee and conversation, put a lock on your social media, so that you're not checking it every 5 minutes. And I know you don't think that it takes that long to check it, but if you're constantly checking, if it's in your phone, if it's in your hand all the time, it is really taking up space in your mind, and you're not able to be as productive because your mind is you're constantly back and forth, and it is really preventing you from being productive. And you want to focus because it helps you to get things done. When you get things done, you feel so um complete. Like I felt like when I was done with those clothes, oh my God, that is a huge piece of that room. Now I only got to go in there 2 more times. I got to work on that mail and those art supplies, right? But when you do that, you feel a sense of satisfaction that you've completed something and you feel more fulfilled. So blocking the sites, your games and your emails, your YouTube, your Amazon, your text messages, your Twitter, you want to block those. And here's some popular media blockers to help you with that process if you need it. Now, I have not tried these personally, but they gave it. There's a list here. One is called Freedom. There's another called App Block. There's another called Focus Me. And then there's another one called Focus. You can check with the wizard. The wizard has all of this stuff. You can Google this. The other thing is you have to have fuel in your body. Hangry is a real thing. That's right. When you're hungry and you haven't eaten, you're angry, it's a real thing. And as long as you're hangered, you cannot focus on the task at hand. So you want to feed your body and it feeds your brain, right? Now, ideally, you want to keep it balanced, lean protein, complex carbohydrates, and healthy fats. I'm saying this, I don't always follow this, but they say green leafy vegetables like kale, spinach, and broccoli, berries like blueberries, strawberry, raspberries, or blackberries, walnuts, and then tea and coffee for the caffeine in moderation, of course. Also, in order to stay focused, guys, you got to get enough sleep. If you're between the ages of 18 and 60 years old, it is recommended that you get 7 or more hours of sleep per night. Now, I know you young and you can handle getting bound 4 or 5 hours or 3 or 4 hours. You go to the club, come in, change your clothes, and go back to work, right? Hey, Leon, you need sleep. I hear you. I need sleep too. And, if you're over 60, they say you need at least 9 hours of sleep a night. Guys, I don't know about you, but I like sleep. So I do so much throughout the day that personally, by the time I lay it down, I have earned my rest. And I look forward to it. So I'm not one of them to have a problem sleeping. But if you do, here's some suggestions. Number 1, avoid the caffeine after lunchtime. Number 2, switch off your electronic devices 1 hour before bedtime. Now, I know you think you just gonna scroll until you fall asleep, but the light from your devices can stimulate your brain and prevent you from falling asleep. That's scientific. Ask the wizard. That's scientific. So you want to put that down. And here's an idea. Pick up a book to wind down before you go to bed. Most people say they don't have time to read. Schedule 30 minutes before you go to bed to read. I guarantee you're going to fall asleep. If you really want to fall asleep, read the Bible. Because the devil don't want you to get closer to God. He going to work the Sandman and really make sure you go to sleep. You pick up the Bible 30 minutes before you go to bed. But I highly recommend it. Anyway, and then according to the research, it says that you should keep your bedroom cool and quiet. And they recommend about 67 degrees Fahrenheit. I think that's a personal preference, but clinically they say that is the optimal temperature for sleeping. So there's that. Also, to stay focused, you want to set SMART goals. And if anybody's been in corporate America in the last 10 years, they kind of wear you out with the SMART goals, but I'll share it because that's what the research says. SMART, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. So you have to know specifically what you're trying to achieve. Have a way to measure once you finish it. Like when I finished the clothes, like it was clean. So yay me. I was able to measure that. And is it realistic? I didn't think I could clean those clothes up in that 25-minute time span, but I actually did. So is the time span that you've given yourself, is it realistic? Is it achievable? And is it relevant? That's the R. Does it fit your overall objective? My overall objective is to clean that room out so I can get it painted. So yes, it did. And then timely, does it need to be done now? Well, I probably could have procrastinated on it, but that's my problem. I've been procrastinating. So yes, it needed to get done. And I got it done this morning. And I feel absolutely elated about that task being off my plate. Now, the other thing you can do to focus, and I'm no expert on this, so I'm going to hit it and quit it. It says be mindful. And being mindful, it's about recognizing you're here and now. So I've been studying mindfulness and trying it. It's where you can do some breathing exercises. You can do some meditation. You can do some yoga, something to quiet your mind and not think about things in the past or things in the future. Just understanding that I'm okay right now. So let's try it. We're going to do one. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths. All right, breathe in and out. I usually do it for 5 seconds and I hold it for 5 seconds, but I don't think y'all gonna watch me breathe for that long. So gotta hit it and quit it. Do a second one. And you usually do a third one. And when you can sit there and just know that in this moment, everything is okay. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen in the next moment, 5 minutes from now, and I can't do anything about what happened in the past, but right at this moment, while we're drinking our coffee and having conversation, everything is okay. And that's how you can be mindful. And when you start practicing that, what it does is it helps you to know when your mind strays, when your mind is off task, when you're losing focus. You can look up on YouTube a lot of mindful practices, have some breathing techniques. I really believe they work. The other thing is to make a to-do list. If you ever listen to me, you know this is my favorite. It's an oldie but a goodie. You want to make a to-do list so that you can face everything that you have to do. You need to look at it. It needs to be real in your face. Now, you are not going to complete everything on your to-do list. I had to come to that realization, and that made me, and I'm okay with that. But what you want to do, since you know that, you just want to prioritize. What 3 things will give you the most bang for your buck? What is going to push you forward most? If you accomplish those 3 things, you're going to feel good about the rest of your day. Like I feel good about getting those clothes under control. I feel good about coming up with a conversation that I knew I was going to have with you guys this evening. I did that this morning in my 25-minute increment. So it really does. And because those things were done, I was able to breeze through all the other things that I had to do today. And I didn't have to worry about them because I knew that they were taken care of. The major things were taken care of. And then the 10th thing that they say is that you want to focus on similar tasks. So example, that room, I told you the 3 major issues are clothes, mail, and art supplies. I could have walked into that room with my 25 minutes and said, I got to clean this room. And I got 25 minutes to do it. That is overwhelming. But by me focusing just on the clothes, I got that out the way and I feel good about it. So I'm going to set a timer this evening and go in there and tackle those art supplies. Mail is going to be absolutely last because I hate mail. And really, if I haven't looked at it in all this time, it's probably junk by now. That's just how I see it. I get in trouble like that. Don't follow that philosophy. That's when people's like, I sent you a letter. I didn't get it. It's probably not that I didn't get it. I probably didn't read it. So we're going to fix that today too. But I don't recommend that, guys. I'm not. It's a bad habit that we're gonna need to break. So, anywho, those are some things that you can do to kind of help you focus if you feel like you're all over the place. And that's how I've been feeling for the last few days. So I had shut down. I just really wasn't doing anything. And that's not the answer, because life is going to keep going. And you're going to have to deal with the consequences and the fallouts of not making decisions, of not taking actions. So focus is truly a superpower. If you can focus on what the things that you need to do and literally get them done, you will have a more fulfilling life. That is a promise that I give to you. You will feel better about yourself, better about your situation. You will be able to take a cleansing breath and mean it. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. Again, I'm a little late because I had a conflict of interest. So I will be back next week, hopefully at 3:15, and I will have another topic that I hope you'll enjoy. Hey, and come out and visit us. You can pop in and paint tonight at Deja Hue from 5 to 9 p.m. We'll be there. We'll be painting. We'll have music, and it's BYOB. You can bring whatever you want to drink. So hopefully I'll see you tonight. If not, I'll see you next week on Coffee and Conversation.